This is Kaylee Copeland with Equine Information Source, and today I am here with Constance, Dagnon, and Julia McCormick. Both Constance and Julia have been involved in the equine industry from a young age, which led them to the University of Guelph's Bachelor of Bio-Resource Management degree program, where they both majored in equine management and graduated in 2016. While at U of G, Constance discovered her love for business and the agricultural industry as a whole. Upon her graduation, Constance was hired as an associate with TD Agriculture Services, where she quickly moved into an analyst role. There, Constance managed a large portfolio of 125 plus accounts, which was made up of clients in various industries within ag. This included dairy, poultry, cash crop, beef, and agribusiness. As of June 2020, Constance has accepted a position with Farm Credit Canada in their appraisal department, where she will be involved with valuing various farm properties for lending purposes. Following Julia's graduation, Julia also found her way to TD Agriculture Services, where she began as an associate and worked her way up to analyst. Currently, Julia manages a portfolio of a variety of clients from different agriculture sectors, including dairy, poultry, beef, cash crop, agribusiness, and boarding and lesson stables. Both Constance and Julia are still actively involved with the equine industry today. It's great to have you guys here. For businesses that are running deficits, what are some tips you can offer these facility owners? What steps can they take to slowly bring themselves back into the black and plan for the future?
I would say primarily the biggest thing that the barn owners can really do is just review their cash flow, review their expenses, find out where the money is going and where they might be able to save a little bit. Something that they can do to save is reach out to their suppliers. Some of them are offering incentives through these hard times, including feed companies that might offer discount to lesson barns, just a discount off your feed or your shaving, bedding, anything. Any little bit would help. Additionally, reach out to your bank or whoever is helping you with your financing. They might be offering payment deferrals, which would really help in this trying time.
Barn owners should be actively making sure that they are collecting on their receivables, any payments that are outstanding from whether that's boarders or people who are past due on their lesson bills, things like that, just to ensure that the cash flow is still coming in and that they're up to date on their receivables, because obviously if that piles up, then that's going to lead to an impact on cash flow.
What kind of loans or financial assistance can barn owners apply for from banks?
There's a few different types of loans that are available out there. Not unlike any other type of business. Equine businesses are often eligible for lines of credit. So that's similar to sort of like a credit card, but instead of it being a card, it's just usually a larger limit. So this would be like a revolving loan that you can kind of draw on and repay as you have availability to do so. So it has a limit, but it's kind of revolving within that limit. And that's often really good for people that have an ongoing business. So some perks to this type of loan would be that it's really flexible in terms of borrowing and repayment, and it's often not super difficult to qualify for. The limit might be a little bit different for every business depending on cash flow and things like that, but often it's quite attainable. The only downside to that would be usually these types of loans have a higher interest rate than, say, a fixed term loan. Another downside would be that the banks can call on this type of loan at any time if they feel that you're not able to make your payments, or if you're not, if the loan isn't turning over frequently enough. But it is a really good option for people because it has a lot of flexibility. And then another type of offer to equine business would be a fixed term loan. And this is usually a lower interest option. However, it's usually a fixed amount of money, and you usually have to have a specific purpose for it. So say hypothetically you're building a riding arena and it's going to cost, for the sake of numbers, $20,000, and you're going to have that amount and you're only able to, it's like a lump sum amount basically. Sometimes these are a little more challenging to qualify for, just depending on a variety of factors, but it is something that's out there and available for equine business owners through most financial institutions.
Just something in general to people who might already have these types of financing in place, but want to just find a way maybe in these trying times to make a little bit better use of them, is again, reach out to your lenders. They really are here to try to help you in these trying times, and they really do want you to succeed. So reach out to them, see if there's any payment deferrals, like I said before. what this would do is you would not be paying your principal down, you'd be paying interest only for a period of time. The downside is once you are back in business and you decide to take these payments back on, you will have probably slightly higher payments. But again, once you're in a place that you can manage these. Additionally, government programs are a great place to look right now to really help you in these trying times. So there's lots of options. I would just say do your research, reach out to your financial advisor, whoever you have to help you in these times, and they will try to point you in the right direction.
What do banks look for when businesses apply for financing?
Primary factor that banks tend to look at when people come to us to apply for financing would be cash flow. So we've mentioned the term cash flow a lot here. So obviously right now cash flow is probably really tight because there's lots of money going out just like normal and there's less coming in. So obviously that creates difficulties, but not to worry, the banks often look at historical results just as much as they do current results. Say you had 3 or 4 really great years in the past, things were moving really well and you had tons of students and boarders and whatever else you have going on, then, COVID hit and now things are kind of tighter and not looking so great. The banks will look at historical results as well and totally understand everyone's kind of in a pinch right now. Cash flow is really important because that's what the bank really looks at to determine whether or not you're going to be able to make payments on these types of loans. Barn owners, business owners should be really aware of for themselves and their businesses. Also, banks do really look at security. So what kind of collateral or what kind of assets does the business or the owners of the business have to provide against these loans that the banks are giving to you? So whether that's a farm or equipment or vehicles or whatever else it might be. Those are 2 of the really key pieces for kind of like numerical metrics that the banks look at.
One other thing that I think is a key point is management of the business. So we really want to see those strong managers, people that just really understand their operation, understand their finances, and know their position in the market. So if you know you're one of the top performing barns or managers, then that's what is going to set you apart and help the bank really make a case for you.
Thank you guys so much for chatting with us today. I think you brought some really important information to the table, and I think it's going to help a lot of barn owners through this time. We really appreciate it.